When did you first realize that you had an extra sense?
I kind of knew at a young age, that I was different, but not in a bad way, but just I could feel things. I think I acknowledged it around when I was 18 or 19, and I started talking more about it, but not too much more. It kind of frightened people, so I didn't want to seem like an oddball. I probably would have thought if somebody could, predict a couple of things for me, I guess it would be kind of scary if you weren't used to that and you had didn't know anybody that could do something like that.
Can you give me an example of a presence that you felt, that you really felt a personality coming through?
Okay, yes, I can.
Okay.
I was just thinking about it today. My husband, I never met his grandfather, but I heard he was kind of a mean guy. Not very friendly, but not a very nice guy. And in the beginning of our relationship, he was living in his grandfather's house. And I remember getting in a fight with him, and I didn't talk to him for a few days. And I'm home mowing the grass and doing yard work, and I felt something behind me. And I'm like, wow, who is pacing behind me? Who's following me? And every time I turn around, I'm like, okay, I know you're here. I can feel you. What do you want? And then I picked it up. It was a lot of anger. He was mad at me for being mean to his grandson.
Why do you think he came to you? Do you think he was trying to reunite you or just show displeasure? What was his purpose?
Well, he actually came to me twice, and the second time he came to me, he actually came to me in my sleep, in a semi-state when I was waking up. And he told me to tell Bill, and I heard it just like we're talking right now. It was so crystal clear. He said, tell Bill to go in the basement of the house to the northwest side of the basement and look up in the rafters. And I woke up and I said, what in the world kind of dream was that? Well, I did what he told me to do. I went to Bill and I said, listen, I'm not crazy, but just do this. So the next night he did do it, and he called me up to tell me that he did exactly what I told him to do, and he found 3 training grenades. His grandfather had hid those grenades from his father, my husband's father, about 20 years ago. So those grenades were in the basement that long.
Have you ever seen one of these presences make itself, visible to you?
Yes, when I was 14. We were living in a house in Waukegan, and we had 6 kids, and it was a busy house. I remember I was downstairs in the basement. We had a den and a playroom, laundry room, and a bathroom down there, and I was in the bathroom. Well, I just swung open the door, and there was my sister, who I thought was my sister, looking at me. And I'm looking at her, and I'm saying, Paula, what is it? Because she's just staring at me with this glaze. I thought, are you okay? And all of a sudden, she just sort of went into this room, and it was the den, and there's no way out of that room. The only way in was the way she went in, and that was the only way out. Well, I went in the room, and I said, where are you? She wasn't there. And so right away, my heart started beating. I thought, what is going on here? And I started yelling, Paula, Paula, where are you? From the other side of the room, she said, what do you want? She was way at the top of the stairs, and the den was over here. So immediately, I started screaming. I thought, I know what I saw. But it turned itself into my sister's image.
So it sounds scary, but there's not a lot you can do. Would that be fair to say? You can't really turn it off?
No, you can't turn it off. If it wants to be seen, it's going to show you. I also had messages come to me while I was on a conscious level. 15 years ago, I kept seeing myself get into an accident with a truck, a semi-truck, and I couldn't shake it. No matter how I tried, I just couldn't shake it. And I would see myself getting hit head-on, behind. It just kept going over and over in my mind. And so anyway, my husband's mother came down, and I wanted to take her shopping, and we went into Antioch, and I pulled in front of this store, and it was closed, and I said, well, let's come back tomorrow, you know. So she goes, okay. So I left, and the next day we came back, and I was going to park in the same spot that I was going to park the day before. Well, I heard something say, move. Just move. And it was so strong and so direct. I mean, I didn't question it. I pulled out, and I went around the cars that were in front of me, and before you know it, a semi-truck came and hit another truck right there in the same very spot that I was in. I thought, was this what I was seeing for months and months with the semi-truck? It was in the newspaper. The guy had produce all over the road, the main road in Antioch. But that experience, that scared me, because sometimes I do see things, and it goes on and on and on. Right before 911, I kept getting this really weird feeling like something was going to happen, and I just couldn't shake it, and it went on for 6 months, and my friend again, who I try to tell everything to, I kept telling her, something's going to happen, Bev. I can feel it. I know it's going to happen, something really bad. It's going to shock the world, and it's going to bring the economy down. That's all I could tell you.
Wow.
That's all I could tell you, and this kept coming to me. Finally, when 911 happened, I thought, could this be it? And I wish I could have helped those people. I mean, I've heard other people were experiencing the same thing. So I don't know if this was just something that a lot of people that have the ability to see things were picking up, and it was so strong.
A lot of people say, I had a gut feeling about this or that, and they may not follow that to the degree that you would, or be open to the information to the degree that you are. So how is that different from the channel that you're receiving on?
Well, I don't know that if it's that much, if there's any difference. I mean, when I get the feeling, be it a gut feeling or a feeling up in the mind, I go with it. I think everybody has this. I really do. When I say I believe that we're all born with it, I really believe that I'm just using a part of the brain that maybe some people aren't using as much, or you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like someone being brilliant in mathematics. I just feel that I'm using part of the brain that maybe some people don't use. A lot of people are using it. I'm having a reoccurring feeling again. This has been going on for some time now. And I've told a couple of people about it, but I feel like something's going to happen again, but I don't think that it's man-made. I think it's going to be a natural catastrophic event, and I think that it's going to affect a lot of people. It's just, I really kind of see like the electric going off for a couple of months. I think everything is going to come back around, but I just feel something's going to happen that's going to knock us out. Like pulling the rug out from underneath us. People that depend on this electric are going to be in trouble. I mean, it's just for a few months. Mm-hmm. I don't see a wipeout of the earth or anything like that. It's going to be a tough time. And I think we'll probably see people come together, and people respect the earth a little bit more. You know, the power that it has.